Thanks so much for tuning in. I love having you here. Before we begin, I want to invite you to join one of my fun and profitable power hours. It's a space where strategy meets action. Look, strategy is great. I'm all about it. But action, that's where real momentum happens. In just one focused session, you'll walk away knowing you've moved your business forward. Join us, bring your laptop and one big priority, and let's get it done together. Sign up at wendymuzzy.com/powerhour. Oh, did I mention it's free? That link is wendymuzzy.com/powerhour. Hey there, and welcome to episode 52 of Your Fun and Profitable Online Business. This is the podcast where we talk about growing your business in ways that actually feel good. I'm Wendy Buzzy, a certified money coach and online business strategist, and I help women entrepreneurs grow fun and profitable businesses. Today's episode is a big milestone for me. It's been 52 episodes. That is one full year of podcasting. Now, when I started doing research for this episode, it astonished me that less than 10% of podcasters get to this place. This isn't an episode, though, about how much I've accomplished. Rather, I want to share with you the things I didn't know when I started, what surprised me along the way, and what I think actually matters if you're building something consistently. So if you're thinking about podcasting or currently doing it and wondering if it's worth it, this episode's for you. Now, I'll go ahead and give you the short answer. From my perspective, it is 100% worth it. But it's because of all the reasons I'm going to share today. Now, when I hit record on episode 1, I was freaking out. I didn't know how my message would land or if I was going to even like podcasting at all. Looking back, though, I can see something way more clearly. My problem was I was making it more about me rather than you, the listener. Not in an ego way, that's not my style, but more that I didn't know what I was doing and it felt so unknown. I was focusing on things like, did I mess up that word? Am I explaining this right? Is this how a podcast episode is supposed to sound? I was very much in my own head. And then around maybe episode 5, something clicked. I stopped asking myself, how does it sound? And I started asking, what does Elena need to hear right now? Oh, if I haven't shared before, Elena's one of my ideal client avatars. She's the reason I'm doing all of this. And I think of her whenever I'm creating any content. Whenever I shifted my thought to Elena, it opened the door for me to step into a space to trust myself, like really trust myself. And it made all of this so much easier. So if you're early in something and you feel unsure, or if it feels like a lot of effort, I challenge you to move the spotlight from yourself to the person you're actually helping. And that leads me into the first lesson I learned, which is podcasting as a service, not a performance. The moment I centered on the listener, the heaviness dropped. And this lesson amplifies far beyond podcasting. It shows up in our offers, in our conversations, in our business decisions, in our emails, and the list can go on and on. It shifts the focus from how does this look to how does this help? And in that space, everything gets lighter. All right, moving on to lesson 2. Our perspective gets clearer when we share it. Specifically, podcasting has helped me hear how I'm different, not in theory, but in real time. I've learned what resonates when I look over my metrics, and I think through the conversations I have with people and the questions that they may bring up weeks or months later. This confidence is a byproduct of doing it because it surely wasn't there at the beginning. Up next, lesson 3. The secret sauce is in sharing our thoughts and perspective. Early on, a 10-minute episode could take me hours to prepare and record. Now, I can typically do it in about 30 minutes. Not because I care less, but because I trust what I have to share matters. And I know my episodes are not perfect. And that's okay. My perspective and voice are the parts that matter. Hear me out here. Your lived experiences, your angle, your viewpoint, that's what people want to know. Share it with the world in a way that's meaningful for you. Now, let's talk about what surprised me most in this process. It's the connections I've made as a result of this podcast specifically. It's the emails, the DMs, the people that have said, it felt like you were talking directly to me. Or how often someone will say, that episode was exactly what I needed to hear at that exact moment. That's when this really landed for me. Podcasting is not about broadcasting. It's about connection on a bigger scale. It's about you moving your business forward in a fun and profitable way. And that's the real reward for me. All right, now it's time to share what I would say to the version of myself on day one of podcasting. Number one, worry less about the noise out there. People obsess over how noisy the market is. I know I did. But that's not the point. The point is your voice for the right person at the moment they need to hear it. This isn't about reaching everyone. It's about reaching someone who needs your message today. Number two, don't batch episodes on typical weeks. Now, I love batching. Truly, I do. In fact, I have an episode about it, wendymuzzy.com/31. However, for me, doing episodes 4 weeks ahead of time came at a cost. I felt disconnected from the content by the time it went live. Now, I stay closer to the conversation and what's currently happening. Here's how. My typical rhythm looks like I record on Friday, I get it edited by Monday, uploaded on Tuesday, and it's live Wednesday. That balance totally works for me, and it keeps the topic front and center, and it makes it easier for me to bring the content from new episodes into my weekly conversations. And sometimes batching makes total sense, like when we travel or I have a busier week than normal. I'm good with that, but batching episodes is no longer my default. Number three of what I'd say to day one podcasting, Wendy. Don't think twice about hiring a podcast producer. I was on the fence about bringing someone in because it felt like something I could do myself. I chuckle about that because hiring someone to help from day one was the best decision I ever made, hands down. It keeps me from second guessing myself, and I get to strategize my approach with someone that specializes in this whole area. Hiring a podcast producer, 100% a game changer. Highly recommend it. Finally, number four, breathe and just press record. The hardest part for me was starting, but once I started, I put it in my weekly routine, and the podcasting train had left the station, and everything got so much easier and a lot more fun. But I had to start to get there. All right, that leads to your action step for today. If you're on the fence about starting something new, like podcasting, identify the smallest step to make it happen. Then commit to do that on a specific date. Make sure that date works for you and what's going on in your real life. Then put it on your calendar and make it happen. Make that commitment to yourself. It doesn't need to be fully planned, and it's okay if you feel unsteady. It just needs to be started. And if you're over there building something consistently, like a podcast or your weekly newsletters or an offer, before your next piece of content, pause and ask yourself, what does my person need to hear right now? Focus on the person you're helping, not what will perform best, what is everyone else talking about, and what sounds the most polished. Just focus on how you can help them. This small shift alone can change how everything else feels. All right, to recap, move the spotlight from yourself to the person you're actually helping. Ignore all the noise out there and ground into your own perspective. Stay connected with your content and don't think twice about hiring help if it's out of your scope. Specialists are so worth it. And finally, just start. You can refine later, but you've got to start. Now, if you have a question you want me to answer here on the podcast, ask away. I'm here for it. It's super easy to submit your questions. You can go to wendymuzzy.com/ask. And who knows, your question may be the next topic we talk about. All right, until next time, happy sharing your amazing perspective with the world.